Last year was John Cena's farewell tour. One of the biggest what was going to happen, and it led to a tale of two stories. One half, he turned into a heel, but then that went nowhere after The Rock and Travis Scott betrayed him, and then eventually this led into John Cena just saying, I'm sorry, I'm a babyface now. I'm back. The John Cena of yesteryear is back. He loses the belt to Cody, and then he just hits the greatest hits, basically, having some really good matches nonetheless, but still no cohesive story. And then to top it off, he taps out to Gunther, and nobody hated the idea of Gunther retiring John Cena. People just hated the fact that he tapped out, and then to top it off, his entire year was just a mixed bag just because TKO got its fingerprints all over it. And from what I understand, John Cena was never supposed to be a heel in the first place. It was just more of like, oh my goodness, is that really gonna happen? Plus, they wanted to get buy rates for The Rock being at the Sky Dome. I already did a 5-part series where John Cena is a heel for most of his run. You could check out those 5-part series, but this is just a strict version of how I would have made John Cena's farewell year look like if he was always a babyface. So check it out. Couple of disclaimers. Randy Orton actually returns on the very first SmackDown of the year instead of returning at Elimination Chamber. This will make sense later on. Gunther also defends the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday night's main event of January 2025. The only thing he does not defend it against Jey Uso. We save that match for later on. Instead, I would have him either defend the championship against Dominic Mysterio, or if you want to be cool about it, let's just do Gunther and Sheamus one more time for old time's sake. On the very first Raw of Netflix, where John Cena talks about how he has yet to win a singles match since 2018, he probably won't even become a 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. He doesn't see it in his favor, but he's going to be willing to try when he enters the Royal Rumble. We keep all of that the same. The only thing I would add is that Gunther, who didn't even show up on the Raw on Netflix, even though he's the world champion for Raw, ridiculous. We have Gunther and John Cena share the ring. And Gunther says that he really hopes that John Cena wins the Royal Rumble to finally put an end to his retirement tour. Gunther even promises John Cena that he will be the one to retire him. John Cena just says, just bring it, Gunther. You know I will. And then we go to the Royal Rumble, where we keep majority of the stuff the same, such as Punk, Seth, and Roman having their brawl. The final four will be John Cena, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton. And then it ends with John Cena having a mini match with Logan Paul where he eliminates Logan Paul. Randy Orton takes out Jey Uso, and then the final two are Randy Orton and John Cena. The crowd goes crazy. We are going to be witnessing history. It's going to be the second ever 3-time Royal Rumble winner. The question is who it is. And plus, it's Randy Orton and John Cena fighting for the first time since 2017. So this is a big deal for everybody. The crowd goes crazy. Eventually, Randy Orton cheats to beat John Cena and eliminates him, making Randy Orton the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble winner. Now, before the Royal Rumble starts, Triple H had already made an announcement saying that the Royal Rumble runner-up for both the women and the men will get an automatic entry into the Elimination Chamber. John Cena will be entered into the Elimination Chamber since he was the runner-up here. And John Cena talks about how now he realizes that this is his chance to be a 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. And he plans on doing that by winning the Elimination Chamber. He realizes that now his big goal is to win 17 so he can eventually shake the hand of whoever hits 18. The next night on Raw, Randy Orton talks to Gunther about possibly teasing a third match against each other at WrestleMania, the first match of theirs in the States. However, Randy Orton still hasn't made his decision, and there's Elimination Chamber qualifying matches that we got to get to talking. One big key moment is that Seth Rollins has been suspended after his violent attack on Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Because of it, CM Punk might not be medically cleared for WrestleMania, but CM Punk insists to participate and qualify for the Elimination Chamber, which he does. On SmackDown, Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes talk about their history. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga challenge him to the main event, similar to what they did with Cody and Jay. The difference here is that the match, there's like 12 minutes left into SmackDown, and we get Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga versus Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, where Cody Rhodes kicks off the match, and then all of a sudden, Randy Orton low blows Cody Rhodes, ending the match in DQ. Randy Orton beats up Cody Rhodes, holds the WWE Championship, and points at the WrestleMania sign, setting up Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So now that we know who's facing the WWE Champion, who's going to face the World Heavyweight Champion? Well, we're going to do the Elimination Chamber match, only this time Seth Rollins will be replaced by main event Jey Uso. Still keep Drew and Damian Priest set up their match, but at one point when the chamber is open, Seth Rollins comes out, costing CM Punk the match. And then the final three are Jey Uso, Logan Paul, and John Cena. The final three in the actual 2025 Royal Rumble. And the runners-up in this booking of the Royal Rumble. We have some back and forth with Jey and John Cena. Logan Paul pulls out the brass knuckles, knocks out John Cena, takes him out, getting massive heat from the Canadian crowd. The final two are Jey Uso and Logan Paul. And then Jey Uso wins the Elimination Chamber. I feel like Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, that standard was a little too high. So him winning the Elimination Chamber instead kind of lowers that expectation for Jey Uso, because we're still kind of building him as an underdog. Plus, since we never got the Saturday night's main event match, Jey Uso and Gunther will fight for the third time at WrestleMania 41. Well, we fast forward to him in Brussels, where he is disappointed that he couldn't win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. And maybe the locker room is right. Maybe it's time for John Cena to hang up the boots. Everybody keeps beating him. John Cena just feels like giving up for the first time until Logan Paul comes out calling him a coward. He's trying to get into his head. That way we can get Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania 41. Logan Paul tries and tries. He fails to do it at Brussels. Tries a little bit in Scotland, but eventually he gets his match England, where he finally announces, okay, fine, Logan, you got me. You and I will face. Trust me, I'm bringing it. I haven't won a match since 2018, but I'm planning to bring it all, because I'm sick and tired of you disrespecting these fans and wasting their time the way you've been using WWE. Basically a similar promo to what we got from Logan and Cena. Then we have one final promo at the SmackDown before WrestleMania, and then at WrestleMania Night 2 we do John Cena versus Logan Paul. We have a great match, and we did it. John Cena gets his very first singles match victory since 2018. A big moment for John Cena and a big moment for the fans. The next night on Raw, John Cena talks about how he feels more confident and he is ready to be a 17-time world champion, and the journey has just gotten started. Randy Orton RKO's him out of nowhere, the new WWE champion, Randy Orton, I should say. Randy Orton talks about ending Cody Rhodes, taking him out for good, and now he's ready to take out the one guy who has been overshadowing him for decades, and that is, of course, John Cena. John Cena says, well, if it's going to be that easy, I don't mind taking that belt off of you and kicking your ass in your own hometown. We have some promos between Randy Orton and John Cena and the next couple dates that John Cena's around. And then we finally do it. Backlash, John Cena versus Randy Orton. Only this time, Randy Orton is the heel and John Cena is the babyface. We have a kick-ass match where Randy Orton beats John Cena clean, mind you, because John Cena's a lot rustier. We're still playing that story out. Randy Orton is happy to have beaten John Cena in his hometown. He's ready to punt kick him, only for R-Truth to come out and then save John Cena. Randy Orton loses it, RKO's R-Truth, punts him instead, and then we build up to Randy Orton versus R-Truth at Saturday night's main event. Randy Orton squashes R-Truth, but then that's the night John Cena comes back, beats up Randy Orton, and Nick Aldis says that the only way he's going to get another shot at Randy Orton is if he wins Money in the Bank. And sure enough, we have it. The next SmackDown, it's going to be John Cena, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade, John Cena's first televised match. In this match, basically we showcase Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. I wanted to showcase these two because they have some amazing best of 7 series, and then I wanted people to get a reminder of how great these two are. Eventually, of course, John Cena gets the victory, and then he goes into Money in the Bank. Sure enough, Money in the Bank happens, and the winner will still be Seth Rollins due to interference. But John Cena was just so close to being a 2-time Money in the Bank winner, and that's the unfortunate part. Some other things that you should know is that at Saturday night's main event, Jey Uso beats Gunther one more time, and then we do Gunther versus Jey Uso at Money in the Bank 1/5 and final time, making Gunther the World Heavyweight Champion yet again, basically making a best of 5 series between Gunther and Jey. Following Money in the Bank, I wasn't sure how I was going to run down King of the Ring. However, with how the bracket was set up in 2026 this year, I was actually very interested in having fatal 4-way matches with 2 guys from Raw and 2 guys from SmackDown, which is why I decided to do the same thing, given that John Cena was supposed to be on the Raw in Phoenix, and he was technically a SmackDown guy. So instead, I would have John Cena be announced to be in King of the Ring. His opponents will be Braun Breaker, Solo Sikoa, and AJ Styles. We don't see John Cena for the whole show up until the main event. Him and Braun Breaker get a tease. Him and AJ Styles run it back real quick, and then we get the redemption of John Cena by pinning Solo Sikoa and winning the match. LA Knight would interfere to cost Division the match, but John Cena would walk out as the winner. And then the next SmackDown, he talks about how, he is happy to be in King of the Ring. He's never been in the King of the Ring tournament, and he plans on adding that to his legacy record. He can say he won a King of the Ring tournament. We kick off the night with Sami Zayn, Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes, and CM Punk in a fatal 4-way King of the Ring tournament match where CM Punk would be the winner. And then in the main event, the winner would face John Cena. And these competitors would be Drew McIntyre, Rusev, Sheamus, and LA Knight. LA Knight gets screwed over by the Vision like in real life. Drew McIntyre takes advantage, and we have our main event set for the following week being John Cena versus Drew McIntyre in the semifinals match. As far as who gets to face CM Punk, it'll be Jey Uso, who had beaten Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Andrade. SmackDown, we have John Cena versus Drew McIntyre, a kick-ass match that we unfortunately didn't get to see in the retirement tour. There was no space to do it, but now we do. And John Cena beats Drew McIntyre. If you're wondering where Damian Priest is in all of this, since he beat Drew McIntyre at Saturday night's main event, he goes on to face Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, giving Randy Orton something to do in between this time. The semifinals between CM Punk and Jey Uso ends with CM Punk winning, and then at Saudi Arabia we have the anniversary of the pipe bomb where John Cena and CM Punk just trade words. We unfortunately won't get Cena mimicking the pipe bomb or CM Punk being the doctor of punkonomics. Instead, we just have 2 men going at it, talking about their history and how King of the Ring will be no different. This is going to be a historic moment for both men, as one of them will be King of the Ring for the first time. And then we get the match at Night of Champions. And this would be the main event because this would be a great main event to have, giving us one final send-off to these men where John Cena becomes King of the Ring for the first time in his career. And then at the end, both men shake hands and hug. John Cena is ready to face the WWE Champion, Randy Orton. John Cena comes out to announce that this will be John Cena's last chance to win the WWE Championship, and he's going to make it even spicier. Since we did get a steel cage match in the real SummerSlam, I decided to up the antes and make John Cena versus Randy Orton the final time ever inside Hell in a Cell match. This does 2 things. We have the Hell in a Cell trilogy wrap up between Randy and Cena, and we get the SummerSlam trilogy between Randy and Cena. So basically, killing two birds with one stone. We have SummerSlam be Randy Orton versus John Cena inside Hell in a Cell. This match is brutal. This match is violent. This is everything we wish for. And by the end of it, John Cena becomes the 17-time WWE champion. Next up, in Montreal, he talks about who he should face, and he says that the next challenger should be someone who would earn it. So he believes that everybody in the roster deserves a shot, which is why the main event will be a battle royal, and the winner will be the returning Cody Rhodes, who we haven't seen up to this point since WrestleMania 41. I know that around this time, Cody Rhodes takes some time off to shoot Street Fighter. What I would do instead, I would have Cody Rhodes take all the time between WrestleMania 41 to now in this timeline. Have Cody Rhodes take all that time to finish wrapping up all his scenes for Street Fighter. And then we set up John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at Clash in Paris. We have promos between the two men, going back to back, two baby faces talking about their rise to fame and how Cody is now set to be the next face of the WWE. John Cena still wants to be considered the face of the WWE even though his time is running out. And then at Clash in Paris, the main event is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. This is just a technical masterpiece, one of the greatest matches of all time. We don't need weapons because it's both two baby faces facing each other. And by the end of it, Cody Rhodes wins. I don't think John Cena needed to have a lengthy reign, especially because there's still other stuff for him to do. And then at the end of it, John Cena passes the torch over to Cody with a couple of dates left. His final SmackDown in Chicago. It's been announced on Twitter that a lot of big things are going to happen on that show. Obviously, AJ Lee made her debut on that night, but John Cena would kick off the night, and it's going to be one of the most unforgettable moments of all time. We will believe it when we see it. John Cena comes out, similar babyface promo. The newly crowned U.S. champion Sami Zayn comes out, wants to start the open challenge. John Cena is happy for it, and we do Sami Zayn versus John Cena. We have an amazing match between the two, and it ends in no contest after Brock Lesnar comes back and beats up John Cena and Sami Zayn. Brock Lesnar sets the challenge for John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Up to this point, we have not seen Brock Lesnar, so this is a big shocker to all of us. His first ever appearance is on John Cena's final SmackDown, so it was grand, it was big, and yeah, we set it up on the next Raw where John Cena appears in Massachusetts. We actually do have Brock Lesnar and John Cena cut promos with each other. I think it's stupid that Brock and Cena never cut a promo with each other, but I would have that be here, talking about their history, how John Cena never really beaten the Beast. The only time he ever beaten him was in an Extreme Rules match where he used a chain to beat him, and then the other time it was by DQ after Seth attempted a cash-in. So then we have WrestlePalooza one-on-one. The only thing I would change is that John Cena wins, and John Cena gets his massive moment. Brock Lesnar is upset, and then backstage you have a bummed out Brock Lesnar meets up with Paul Heyman randomly, and Paul Heyman is talking about how, let's talk business, shall we? Crown Jewel, I'd keep the match with AJ Styles. That match was truly phenomenal, pun intended. One of the greatest matches I've ever seen, and I would just keep that the same. And now we moved on to his final 4 dates. Something I left out in the Clash in Paris match is that after John Cena and Cody Rhodes hug and shake hands, John Cena whispers to Cody Rhodes saying, "If you need a favor, hit me up." On the Raw in Boston, John Cena says that he's ready to be done with his tour, but he wanted to come to Boston one more time and do something unpredictable. He wants to make this a memorable night. He doesn't know how, but it will happen. Dominic Mysterio calls him out. Similar to what happens in real life, we set up Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena, where John Cena becomes a Grand Slam champion, the last thing he has yet to do. Dominic Mysterio is pissed that he wasn't ready because he wasn't set to be in that match. So then Adam Pearce says, okay, fine. Next week in the main event at Madison Square Garden, it will be John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio Part 2. Good luck. And now that Dominic Mysterio is prepared, now he is getting ready for his next match against John Cena. So Madison Square Garden kicks off with John Cena talking about fighting Dominic Mysterio in the main event. Cody Rhodes comes back, reminding him about the favor that he was granted by John Cena. And Cody Rhodes basically asks John Cena to help him beat the Vision, Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul inside War Games. And John Cena gratefully accepts. Up to this point, Seth Rollins has been kicked out of the group after being injured in real life. The Vision would just be Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. Logan Paul gets added simply because he's friends with Drew McIntyre, and the four of them want to take out Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Yeah, I wouldn't have Jimmy Uso come out. I would actually have Jimmy Uso be on SmackDown, help him develop into a single star. I think that's the biggest problem, is that they went back and put the Usos together, and it just debunked Jimmy Uso, because even though it's the Usos, they still come out to Jay's music. So I would keep Jimmy Uso on SmackDown separate. But anyways, the main event of Raw, it's Dominic Mysterio versus John Cena for the Intercontinental Championship once again. And in the match, Judgment Day was banned from ringside. Dominic Mysterio is on his own, or so he thinks, because Brock Lesnar comes back, announced as the 5th member of War Games. Dominic Mysterio takes advantage, wins back the Intercontinental Championship. So Dominic Mysterio pins John Cena on his final Raw at MSG. That is a big moment. And then at War Games, we basically played off almost the same. Brock Lesnar having a motivation. He is pissed that he lost to John Cena, and now he wants revenge. He even beats him up before his entrance, similar to what Brock did to Roman Reigns in real life. Eventually, a masked figure curb stomps CM Punk, costing them the match. Braun Breaker pinning CM Punk. We keep all of that the same. John Cena gives his farewell. He thanks Jay, LA Knight, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes for giving him that opportunity. But then the last time is now. The winner of the tournament would be Gunther, the man who promised John Cena that he would be the one to retire him way back in the very first date of his tour. And we finally get the match. We keep the exact same match, but the only difference is John Cena wouldn't tap out. He would just pass out. Gunther beats John Cena that way, and then we have his farewell. Yeah, we didn't have to turn him heel, and this would have showcased great matches. I personally did like the heel run. I just didn't like that it ended so abruptly and kind of in a stupid way. This way, at least we get some great matches out of it, and then we get to see John Cena really accomplished everything. That makes the I Done It All song make more sense at the end of it. But anyways, that's how I would book John Cena's farewell tour if he never turned heel. So what do you guys think about it? Was it better than my 5-part series, or was it worse? You could be honest with me. But anyways, take care, everybody.